A very good morning to all my dear students. This is Silkpreet. I hope you all are good at home. Today we are continuing with the chapter Understanding Secularism. In the previous class we have understood the meaning of secularism, that is separation of religion from the state, and also understood how it is important for our society. And we have also read about how the government take various steps to keep the secularism in the country. Today we will better understand it with some examples. This we have already studied that government use various strategies to distancing itself from the religion, and Indian state is not ruled by any religious group, and not does it support any one religion. In India, all government spaces are not supposed to display or promote any one religion. This we have already studied in the previous class. So there is a storyboard given here. In this storyboard, the celebration of religious festival within the school would have been a violation of the government policies of treating all religions equally. So government schools cannot promote any one religion either in their morning prayers or through religious celebrations. In this storyboard, some students are requesting their teachers to celebrate religious festival, but it was denied by the principal of the school for the same reason. In this, the second way is through the strategy of non-interference. It means that in order to respect the sentiment of all religions and not interfere with religious practices, state makes certain exceptions for particular religious communities. In this storyboard, Paramjeet, the Sikh youth, does not have to wear helmet, even though it is a strict rule in our country. This is because the Indian state recognized that wearing a turban is the central of Sikh religion, and in order not to interfere with this, it allows an exception for this in the law. Sometimes but sometimes Indian government has to interfere in the religious practices also. Like you can see, this is untouchability. Sometimes government use various strategy of intervention to sort out religious issues. We can see in the Hinduism we come across cases of untouchability. So often we see that people of upper caste dominate those belonging to lower caste in different ways. So to prevent such cases, our constitution has banned untouchability. Now it is not prevailing in our country. The state intervenes in religious cases from time to time if it finds that any social practice exclude or discriminates against those belonging to the society or society's lower structure. It means even though it is mentioned in the constitution that the state will not intervene in the religious matter, but still to to sort out the religious issues like untouchability, state intervenes in the religious cases, and the law immediately take actions if it find out that the fundamental rights of the citizens are being violated on the basis of religion. Means it is given in the fundamental rights that all are equal and nobody will be discriminated on the basis of religion, caste, color, creed, or gender. So if a law find that uh, anyone is violating fundamental right of other citizen, then it take actions against it. The Indian government can also intervene in certain religious matter by providing them some support, because according to the constitution, religious communities in India have the right to set up their own colleges and schools. If you remember that it is the right, cultural and educational right, that allow us to set up colleges and schools of our own religion to promote it. So for that also government can provide them financial aids also. Now how Indian secularism is different from other countries. Some of the above mentioned points that we have read right now, that is being practiced in India of is uh, is you can say It is inspired or it is taken from the democratic countries that practice secularism. For example, if we take example of USA, its first amendment of the constitution said that it does not allow the legislature to make laws regarding establishment of any religion or prohibit free practice of religion. Here, no preference has been given to one religion. In that country, the separation between the religion and the state means that none of them can interfere in the matter of one another. If you can see that, then this first feature is totally seen in our constitution as well, that no preference will be given to any one religion, right? And second one, that interference, that separation of the religion and the state is also prevailing to some extent in our country. So there is still one difference between the way secularism is practiced in our country and in the USA. See, in the USA, there is a strict separation of religion and the state. However, in India, the government can interfere in the few religious matter. Unlike the strict separation between the religion and the state in American secularism, in Indian secularism, the state can interfere in the religious affairs. So here you can see that this is the difference between the Indian secularism and other secular countries. For example, our government can intervene. They have intervened in Hindu religious practices in order to abolish untouchability. And in Indian secularism, though the state is not strictly separate from the religion, it does maintain a principled distance vis-a-vis religion. Right? It means that it is not strictly separated from the religion, and if because the government find that religions are discriminated on certain basis, or peoples are discriminated on the basis of religion, then they can intervene in that. Now, according to the Indian Constitution, even though the religion and the state are not strictly separate, but they have to maintain a safe distance, it means that the state is allowed to interfere in the matters by taking decisions that are based on the ideals laid down by the Constitution. These ideals are in the form of certain standards through which citizens can judge if the government is following the secular principles while taking such decisions or not. India is a secular country, and our government works in different ways to tackle religious dominations. So, the Constitution of India provides fundamental rights to its citizens that are based on the secular principles, although there are some cases where the religious violation of these rights take place. Hence, every citizen should be aware of his rights. It will enable him or her to take action in such a scenario. This is it with the chapter. I hope it is clear to everyone. Thank you. Have a nice day. God bless you all.